Going live a couple of minutes early today. Hello everybody, Mr. Moo here in the cockpit, here in Elite Dangerous, and here in Narvert making more money. Had a bit of a, I don't want to call it a catastrophic crash because the computer recovered, but just one of those mornings where nothing seemed to go right. So, had to redo all my microphone settings, had to redo... Hey Mad, how you doing? Had to redo my microphone settings. You can see the overlays all shot to hell and gone, so I had to rig up a quick replacement for that, which actually works better for this stream because this one isn't exploration, this one is all about the cache. We got here source and return. Yeah, woke up, let's see here. Put the computer to sleep last night, telling it to update and shut down. Well, I don't know if it worked or not because I came in this morning and noticed one monitor was on and the other one was off. Well, that's not right. So we go and we poke around and move the mouse around, nothing wakes up. Notice the keyboard's shut down and not waking up. Okay, turn it off, turn it back on. Keyboard still isn't waking up, and I've only got one monitor actually coming to life, and that's just showing a black screen. So yeah, that's what my morning was, frantically trying to get this thing going, and I thought I had some kind of catastrophic failure, and no, mentioned it in the stream update. Then I walked back on that, then I walked forward on that, then I walked... Anyway, hell with it. Let's go shoot things and make money. Yeah, We'll put a pin in that theory. That's what we'll do. We'll come back to that theory for later, maybe. Gear up.
Here coming in.
Complete. Watch for oncoming traffic when passing through the airlock.
So my handy dandy trusty Cobra, good for cargo. Maybe good for passengers if I put some new passenger modules in. Oh no, Microsoft makes mistakes. I know better than to fanboy too hard over anything, but no, this one, I don't know what this one was. This was just weird. I mean, the computer is... I've got this thing bypassed and rigged up like a Christmas tree at the best of times. So, still a damn sight better than my very first PC. I still remember, well, not my first computer. My first computer, and I am dating myself here very, very hard, like carbon dating. The very first machine was my folks' Macintosh Plus with an external hard drive. Thing cost probably $5,000. You know, 1980s money. And I still remember on the back it talked about a whopping 1 megabyte of RAM. It used the term whopping, if I remember right. So it must have been huge. Well, that lasted actually for quite a long time. And believe me, getting Microsoft Flight Simulator like 1 or 2 to work on that took some doing. And my folks never forgave me for the sounds that thing's speaker made, because it was just a little crappy mono speaker built into the case. So, you know, hearing that propeller going on at full blast all the time. And that's how I got into flight simulation. Good machine. Never used one, but I've heard good things. The next Macintosh, the next computer my folks got was a Mac Performa, something like a 75 megahertz processor, and it's like, oh my god, this is so much faster and it's amazing. My first computer that I actually went out and bought with my own real money, I went out to, god, tape recorder for storage, yeah. Now, the first machine I actually went out and bought with my very own money, I went to Staples and I bought a compact PC. $8 megs of video RAM. Hard to believe that thing was state-of-the-art once upon a time. So, we've got the Cobra rigged up for... Well, we've got heatsink launchers, we've got chaff launchers. Hopefully it'll be enough to keep the pirates at bay here. Dropping in on Wilkes Landing again, because if it's funny the first time, it's funny every time. I know, Matt, it's amazing. And literally 1,000 times more powerful than, you know, the entirety of the Apollo program. And by the way, if I need to make any volume adjustments to microphone levels or in-game audio, let me know. I had to futz and poke around with this, and so I have literally no idea what this sounds like because my mixing board was... Well, I was talking about this with Vox earlier. That, you know, this little mixer, I picked it up on the cheap ages ago because, you know, just kind of wanted this to be a little hobby. Well, oh, that's no good. You need the sleeps, man. But yeah, I can't actually hear my voice in the headset, and that's bothering me. But make do for now. Orion, go sleep. Okay, good. That's good. That's what I was hoping for. Deploy hardpoints.
Deploying weapons.
Cobra 3, Sidewinder, Viper. This is all the Narvik Gold Brotherhood. Yep, this is where I'm looking for skimmers. Yes, I'm sure I have. Hey guys. Get cold, distract their sensors. We're going up. Alright, it's a deal, Orion. Sounds good. Alright, that was a nice, easy, laid-back strike mission. Let's get the recon portion of this done. There we go. So yeah, that was a nice, easy strike mission. I wish they were all that easy. Take care, Matt. Good to talk to you again. Yeah, I did some poking around. I did some testing while, off stream, and I want to like torpedoes. I really do. I can't. And once we get back dirt side or station side, I'll show why. Isn't there a... You've got a good job, don't you, Vox? Let's see, I need to... Okay, planetary scan job. Where's the... it's in Wongarateri. Galaxy map.
Displaying map.
There we go. But no, I like well, I want to like torpedoes, but I was looking over the stats on them, and missiles are honestly just better. In my opinion. I've got a lot of opinions, so, Gotcha.
Incoming mission critical message.
Okay. Wongarateri 6E. Got a little bit of a trip here. So, torpedoes. Here's their benefits. They do massive armor piercing. They can punch through the standard armor on any ship. They've got like a armor piercing rating of 10,000. You're not going to get that. You aren't going to get that much armor rating on, if you put any, well, you could put 100 Fertile Lances together and you still wouldn't get that. You'd only get 7,000 armor out of those because they're 70 apiece anyway. So a torpedo will do 120 damage, and it does high armor piercing. Those are the upsides. Well, the third upside, excuse me, is that torpedoes are relatively cheap. They have a relatively cheap initial cost. The launcher is cheap, the warheads not so much. They're like 15 grand a piece. So, they're cheap, they've got high armor piercing, and they've got a decent amount of alpha damage. Now here's the downside. A Class 2 torpedo launcher is only 2 shots, and then you're done. You gotta go replace, reload, whatever. Or burn materials to synthesize a replacement torpedo. And, I mean, I shot a torpedo at an adder. It had no shields. It was, I took an adder down 50% after watching him run away from the torpedo for a little bit and watching it home in. Torpedoes are also slow. I think they got top speed of 250 meters per second. They track for a long time, but that just gives anti-missile systems and, you know, whatever, more chance to knock them down if you have any. Now, it knocked out the Adder's engines when it hit him in the aft, and it took his hull down 50%, but I was watching him for a good 10-20 seconds run away from the torpedo. 10-20 seconds? You can do a lot with that. El Danny, hello! How you doing? So yeah, I mean, torpedoes are nice, I guess, if you want a great big hit in a little, you know, in a little package, but they don't have... Missiles fly faster. You carry a whole lot more of them. Yes, the initial price is a lot higher because you have to, you know, it's like 500 grand for a launcher. Oh, all right. Wayside survey, search zone. Here we go. I don't know, I wanted to like torpedoes, but if a Class 2 torpedo only takes an Adder down 50%, I'm not seeing the worth in it. Yeah, we're just doing a quick scan mission right now. Had a complete computer foobar earlier, so I'm just trying to get things back together. The overlay is shot to hell and gone, so I had to rig up something really quick, but... you know, it's the financials, and this build is all about building up cash, so... There's a couple of good torpedo mods, but I mean, like, you know, destroying the shield generator before that got nerfed, and I'm not sure if rightfully so or not. I mean, if somebody fires a torpedo at me, I want a big warning, and I want to have, you know, I want to have an oh shit moment. Somebody just threw a torpedo at me. I mean, missiles, they can be shot down. Missiles are bad, but, you know, I don't know. I'm wishing torpedoes actually did a lot more. And here's our building. Gear down.
Deploying gear.
No, chaff does, as far as I know, chaff does not distract torpedoes. ECM does. But no, I can lock on somebody with missiles or torps just fine if they're chaffing.
Drive assist.
IHG, hey, welcome back. Yeah, I wasn't sure there was going to be a stream today either. I mean, it was just... I've been fighting with hardware all morning. Yeah, that should be, I mean, Vox, I know this isn't, you know, this isn't the real world, this is Elite, but, yeah. One of my favorite stories of World War II, well, just one of my favorite stories, period, is the the pursuit and sinking of the Bismarck. You know, where this monster battleship, which, you know, Churchill called her sister ship Tirpitz the Brute. You know, you've got this monster ship that sank the HMS Hood in like 3 salvos or something, you know. And what brought the Bismarck down? Some swordfish biplanes that were a few decades out of date, but they had torpedoes. What do we got here? Open symmetric keys, special mission. Okay. We'll collect the mission in Thedidic first and then head back to Narvert. Gear up.
Landing gear raised.
Bismarck was a smoking wreck by the time it sunk, and that had to do a lot with, you know, I mean, the British task force that went after it. Yeah, there is evidence. The British task force that went after it in the end, I mean, they just threw everything they had at it, and it still didn't go down. Now, I think you're right. Robert Ballard, the oceanographer, I think it was his opinion that Bismarck would have gone down regardless, whether an effect of the damage inflicted by the British or by, it would have gone down eventually just from that, but that from the Bismarck's crew, the survivors saying they set scuttling charges, it just hastened the inevitable. But the thing that brought Bismarck down and allowed the British fleet to catch up with him was those swordfish biplanes. Just one torpedo in the right spot, and it jammed Bismarck's rudder over into the screw. Also kind of amusing, well, not amusing, but interesting that the same swordfish almost, I think, not almost, they conducted an attack on HMS Sheffield accidentally, if I am remembering my history properly. They conducted an attack on Sheffield, mistaking her for Bismarck, and the torpedoes never detonated. And they realized, crap, the fuses are off. So they replaced all the magnetic anomaly detector fuses with impact fuses, straight-up impact fuses. But no, the story of the Bismarck and Hood and... yeah, it was a disabling shot. I mean, something that takes out... well... and those were pretty lightweight torpedoes. Like, let's call those Class 1 torpedoes. Eldani, that is very true. Remarkable amount of missions from World War II ended with basically, but the weapons malfunctioned. Yeah. But no, so let's call let's boost the yield. Or maybe, yeah, let's boost the yield based on size. So a Class 1 torpedo rack. Put it on a Sidewinder. Put it on an Eagle. Put it on whatever. That'll be a disabling shot. That'll knock, 5 kinds of hell out of a module with a good hit. But then let's put the Class 2 torpedoes, hell, let's make Class 3 torpedoes, and let's only have 1 torpedo per hard point. So instead of 2 normal torpedoes running out of a Class 2 torpedo launcher. Let's have one bigger one. I mean, let's get the elite equivalent of the Mark 48 ADCAP heavyweight torpedo, or the British Spearfish. You know, something that is just designed to. It's sophisticated. It's the most sophisticated sledgehammer you can build. So Mark 48 will put just about anything on the bottom.
Mission granted.
Gear down.
Down and...
And if you wanted to put a mod in, you could do something like, you know, an engineering mod. You could do something like the Russian Shkval supercavitation torpedo. That's a torpedo that can do something like 200 miles an hour underwater. If I am remembering properly, maybe it's only 100. Either way, it's going to make a mess when it hits.
Engines disengaged.
Yeah, Arrow 4, that's another good one. I've got all the old Battletech novels, and one of my favorite moments was from Hearts of Chaos, where one of the Kurita commanders, they've got this mercenary unit pinned down, and one of the Kurita commanders says, Sir? Or his buddy, or his adjutant says, Sir, it says we're being eliminated by a laser sight for a for an Arrow 4 artillery rocket. He's like, yeah, they don't have anything like that. These guys are just mercenaries. They don't have anything nearly that pow. And then his mech exploded. They couldn't hit an elephant at this dis. Let's see it. Why would I want to donate to you guys? Alright, let's get back to Narberg.
Ship released. Engines engaged.
Gear up.
Retracting landing.
Oh, that's neat. Got a book on the Tirpitz and just what it took to sink that monster. I think it was the Tallboy bombs. But yeah, the bomb actually broke the sound barrier on the way down. It was either the Tallboy or the Grand Slam. I can't remember. Okay, thanks. Yep, and then the German Navy just said, screw it. We don't want to send her out because she's going to get blown up. And then most of the time it was just her sitting in one really heavily defended port while they, set up AA batteries everywhere and smoke generators and anti-torpedo nets and anything you could think of. Basically, they were able to get most of the repairs done in time for the next raid. And that's a little cycle that continued for a few Yep. That battleships fascinate me. Battleships, dreadnoughts, pre-dreadnoughts, etc. I mean, they were the nuclear arms of their day. They were big signs of prestige. But as I learned from lots of experience playing BattleTech, they're like assault mechs. Yes, they can lay waste to a lot of things, but you don't actually want to risk them. Especially if you have really, really limited resources, like, say, World War II Germany. It's an interesting conundrum.
LAC X-ray Tango 9. Conflict established. Please approach the station at a safe speed and give way to larger vessels, Commander. Request approved. Cleared for landing on docking bay 01.
Actually, thinking about it, if you've watched, let's see here. Ah, right. It's up above me. Gear down?
The gear is down and...
If anybody here's watched, Star Wars Rebels, the early season story of sinking the Malevolence was actually heavily based on chasing the Bismarck and taking it down. Did I say Rebels? I meant Clone Wars. If I didn't say Clone Wars, I meant to say Clone Wars. Orion, yeah. The Y-Wings were serving the acting in the role of the swordfish bombers. Low data points. So what do we got? We've got some cash on hand now. 853 grand. Anything else here in the missions? Quick. Actually, how's the faction doing? Let's go have a look here. And... damn. Well done, people. 40% and climbing. Very well done. Let's see here. Rare artwork salvage. 60 grand to deliver lepidolite. I think we'll do this one. But we're going to do it in a slightly different ship. It's going to Hoyle Estate. Anything else going to Hoyle? Yep. Data packets. It's going to Wright. That's going to Hoyle. Alright, there's some good money to be made. Because I actually built this thing to carry a little bit of cargo. Did some minor upgrades, replaced the fixed burst lasers with fixed beamers. Oh right, I was going to go over the weaponry here. So here's what I've seen about torpedoes and versus missiles. Hardpoints. Browse shop. Torpedoes. So a size 1 torpedo pylon does 120 damage. And a size 2 does 120 damage, it just has double the shots. Armor piercing of 10,000. Shot speed of 250 meters per second. You know, it draws less power, and, you know, it's 40 grand plus another 30 grand for the missiles. So you're looking at 74,800 for a 1 Class 2 torpedo pylon. So 120 damage. Do that twice, you've sent off 240 damage. And then you got to reload. Now looking at missiles, let's look at Seeker missiles here. They do 40 damage, so they do... Each missile does 1/3 of what a torpedo does. But you carry a lot more. You can carry 24 of these versus 2. Yes, the launcher is more expensive in the initial... You know, it adds into the initial cost, but... I would, if I had to take my pick, I would go with a Seeker missile launcher over a torpedo launcher every time. I mean, if you were able to launch fighters that had maybe, you know, one gun and 1 torpedo, that would be neat. But they don't have it. Frustrating. Lights on?
Lights on.
You lose the chance to be called a 2-pump chump. Well, gear up.
Retracting landing module.
Departure authorized.
I guess... If you want that chance, go right ahead. I'm not so sure I do. But yeah, coming back to the heart of it, if somebody, you know, I want a separate torpedo warning to come up because I want to go, oh shit, somebody just fired a torpedo at me, I better do something fast.
Incoming mission critical message.
Time bonus. Gotcha. Yeah, are you sure you want to take that opportunity? I'm just asking here. Time bonus, time bonus. Hey. You know, on my main, I would laugh at something like that, like an extra 12 grand. I could shake that out of my seat cushions. Starting off, though. Yeah, I forgot how much, how scarce that cash stuff is early on. Yeah, if they change them a bit, torpedoes could be spectacular. I mean, I'm biased because I came up with the idea, but I do like the idea of just having, like, a Class 1 torpedo is, you know, something, you know, like a little air-launched torpedo. It's gonna do damage, but it's not gonna be a knockout punch. But a Class 2 torpedo? You know, make ECM a thing. I know there is ECM right now, and I've been watching a lot of Cold Waters plays. I don't have anywhere near the skill nor the actual game either, but you know, when a torpedo comes in on a sub, they drop a noisemaker, and it temporarily throws the torpedo off. That's what ECM seems like in Elite here. So they've got something to temporarily throw the torpedo. Now they need a torpedo worth mounting ECM to defend against. Because right now, it's like, you know, okay, threw a torpedo at me. And so, therefore, you're down?
Down and locked.
Engines disengaged.
Alright, we've got your load of worthless lepidolite. I don't understand why it gets shipped, but apparently it's worth something to somebody, so why am I gonna argue about it? Surface target scan. Right. I actually don't have an SRV in this thing. Barracks. Yeah, that's true. There's... Go to Sothis and, you know, you can turn crap into gold. And nothing too much here. Let's head back to base. Actually, let's see if we can turn in anything here first. For cartographic data. A little bit. This is all stuff that I can't actually turn in at Narvert. I'm too close. May as well make some money off it, though. But no, flying bio-waste out of Sothis is a good way to get... Well, it's a good way to make money if you like the long-haul stuff. You're up.
Landing gear up.
And it's also good for... Yeah, there's that. It's also good for getting credit with Sirius Corporation, which you are going to need if you ever want to get Marco Quent unlocked. And my God, that's tedious. I swear to... I swear to Hank, Yuki, Elvis, and Kitty Buddha that if I have to go back and do Marco Quent's missions again, I'm going to rain hellfire down on his base with plasma accelerators until it looks more like a gazebo. Yeah. Yeah. It's not the exploration data that's the massive pain in the butt. It's... Exactly, yeah. It's... It's the mission-only reward. And usually you're doing it in small ships to get those rewards that don't have much cargo space. So you don't want to go flying around carrying 4 tons, 8 tons, 12 tons, 16, etc. of modular terminals. So every time you get a delivery on modular terminals for a reward, you gotta go fly to his base and drop him off again. Well, his base is like 11,000 light seconds out, and I know that is not a terribly insurmountable distance, it just feels that way.
Delay X-ray Tango 9. Please comply with flight regulations as you approach the station, Commander.
I mean, every Tom, Dick, and Harry with an itchy trigger finger and a hatchbreaker limpet wants to go steal them. I mean, you've got the crap pirates of Sothis. Pirates will steal anything as long as somebody else has it and they don't.
Scan detected.
Gear down.
Deploying landing
Shift
gear.
speed to 100 meters per second. Touchdown confirmed. Clear to disembark.
Oh, well, I've got some cargo here to drop off, too. Well, let's see here. Why the Borg were introduced in Season 2 as the overarching enemies. Well, let's see here. I know that in the Season 1 episode, Conspiracy, I want to say that was Season 1, there was a message that got sent out to an unknown sector of the galaxy, and that had originally been the idea for the Borg. That had been the plot thread. And then, gear up. The Romulans returned, and they mentioned that their colonies have been, some of their colonies have been scooped out of the ground. And I know that they tried to make the Ferengi into the new overarching villains, and that turned out hilariously bad. So if I had to make a guess, the Borg were introduced because they realized the Ferengi were not getting any traction as serious enemies. Yep. And then they retconned that in DS9 as the Ferengi saying, no, we just hired a PR firm to spread tales of how dangerous we were. Armin Shimmerman signed on as Quark on DS9 just so he could actually try to make up for how bad he was in the first, in the first appearance of the Ferengi. Bad deal. Is this thing going to accelerate anytime soon, or am I just thinking wishfully here? Yeah, I can't actually believe that they got away with some of the stuff they showed on early TNG stuff. I mean, like, you know, Commander Remick getting his head blown off, and, you know, animating the phasers disintegrating him basically in slow motion. Didn't see that level of until Discovery later on. You know, well, no spoilers if you haven't seen it. Oh, the first episode with the Ferengi, the second episode with the Ferengi. There were quite a few TNG episodes with the Ferengi that were just terrible. Terabad. Oh no, I was talking about spoilers with Discovery, not TNG. No, the statute of limitations on TNG has run out. Yeah, that's kind of the consensus I've heard. You there, you are not a nice person. Oh. Ooh, hello, money. Split 2-3.
Redistributing power.
This will be a big boost to the bank account. Somebody does not like that guy. Oh, that wasn't bad at all. Engines. Cobra 4. Master, wanted. You are going to be my target. Split 2-3.
Redistributing.
Let's try not to back into the rock. That would be bad. Balance.
Power balanced.
And here comes the local constabulary to help out with this guy. And he's apparently allergic to railguns. Guess he didn't have enough vitamin tungsten in his diet. And this guy's still clowning around. Got a scan on him, so let's light him up. Weapons.
Powering and deploying weapon.
Balance.
Redistributing power.
Well, only 13 grand, but soloed him with fixed guns, or fixed lasers. Can't hope for more than that. Also, this thing is way above my pay grade right now. Oh. Okay, Vulture and a Clipper, huh? Two Vultures and a Clipper. I may have just written a check that my body can't cash. Sure, it'll be fine. Now that was the sound of all my shields going away. Where's the local Capaconda when you need him? Come back, shields. I didn't mean it. Yeah, I'm, There's currently things happening, and I'm not sure they are good things. Well, pretty sure that plasma cannon is not one of the good things. Whoa, 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 whoa! Who is still firing? Also, are there any materials I need here? Answer? Maybe. Yep, Vulture's taken care of. I got a pretty good payout out of that. Engines.
Transferring power to engines.
Cobra 4. He is having a bad day. The Brutish Lament. If you're not a criminal, I have lost all faith in naming schemes. Right next to a Capacana, too. Split 2-3.
Diverting power to requested systems.
James McKenna. Interesting. Thought he was off leading the Terran hegemony. No, 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 no. Weapons.
Power diverted to weapons.
Engines.
Powering engines.
And no, I understand. I need to put more cool names on the ships. I wasn't sure if I was going to keep these ships, though. Honestly, I thought my... I see. I am seeing a fight. Ooh. Oh. Oh, well, can't get everything. Balance.
Equalizing power.
No, I wasn't sure if I was going to be any good with these ships, but no, I'm starting to find my love of the Viper 3 again. Although I really do... it needs more maneuverability. Which is why I've got that other ship in dock at the moment. Got Diamondback Scout. Also better visibility. Are you just running into rocks? Is that your problem, guy? Pro tip for miners. Don't run into rocks. You know, I remember mining like that back in the day. Knock off a chunk, fly in, scoop it. Really, guys? I really thought better of the Errantry Alliance, guys. You guys are giving us a bad name here. Seriously. We gotta have a talk. We're gonna have a talk. It's gonna be a very brief talk. But it's a talk. Goodbye. Good talk. Critical message. What mission? This is where I really need to work on my aim the most. These little guys. Of course, I won't turn down help. Land a shot on him? Okay, let's see this mission critical message that just popped up. Contract details? Separate plans relayed by our enemies. We need you to transport these plans fast as you can. Alright. Set 2-1.
Power and engines.
We've apparently been selected for a secret mission. Jump.
Preparing for jump.
Ah, there it is. Right. I'm sure this won't do anything bad to the rings.
Enjoy the ride, Commander. Frameshift now engaged. Temperatures are at an acceptable level.
Incoming mission critical message.
Exploration data saved.
Not really interested in that right now, Alex. And I get a delivery bonus of 100,000 credits if I can drop this off in 16 minutes. Oh, ho, ho. Can do! A Narverdian prince. God. The last time I heard... That takes me back a ways. That meme was old. That scam was old around the time Leverage had its first episode. Oh, that's too bad, Eldani. Take care. Have a good weekend. You too. Hope you can get your internet back. And yeah, I'll pop this up on. I'll probably pop this up on YouTube. I don't want to monetize these. I did before, but when I, got my affiliation, I'm trying not to monetize these shows anymore. At least not on YouTube. I mean, I want to monetize the hell out of this, but... Oh, here I am trying to make an approach to an outpost like it's a station with a door. Find me a parking spot.
Entry guidance computations complete. Vectors for descent.
Boarding permission granted.
Hey guys, I got your shipment of important bits and bytes. Your ones and zeros have arrived. Gear down.
Lowering landing gear.
Engines disengaged.
All right, well done. What do we got here now for transactions? No more missions, just turning back in at home. You can do that. Gear up.
Retracting landing gear.
Hit it.
Preparing for jump.
So not bad. Getting some decent cash flow
Brain
for,
chip now engaged. No anomalies detected.
for just having small class ships.
Confirming exit point telemetry. Stand by.
I'm trying to figure out what my end game is. What a good,
Completing system scan. Stand by.
what a
Gathering
good
information.
end game point would be
Cartography has now been updated.
for a new player starting out. Like, what's a good goal? And if you want to do combat, I'm thinking it's the Fer-de-Lance. And if you want to do multi-role, I've gotta say it would be the Python. If I lost every ship I owned on my main account, if I lost every ship I owned, I would have to, and was allowed to keep one, it would be the Python. Falcon to Lacey, X-Ray Tango 9er, request docking clearance.
Request accepted.
Request approved. Cleared for landing on docking bay 01.
Gear down.
Gear down.
Little bit of a somersault overshoot.
This is an important announcement.
But we are
Surveillance is in effect in the
good.
vicinity at all times. Any acts of aggression will be met with an appropriate response.
Touchdown confirmed. Commence system shutdown.
So no, I would say for a mid-term to long-term goal for players, grab yourself a Python. If you want to do multi-role, Python. If you want to do exploration, Asp Explorer. If you want to do combat, Fer-de-Lance. The Asp Explorer is going to be the cheapest of all those, but, I guess it's semi-decent at combat, too. At least every deadly and elite Asp Explorer I've ever run to just loves nailing me with those railguns.
Incoming message.
Now what? Oh, cordial. Ally. Excellent. Cordial. And then a bunch of stuff there. Oh yeah, and I got an invite from Todd McQuinn. Might be something worth talking to him about. Purple powerness. I don't know. I worry about anything associated with purple, because most of the time it's like the purple gang or, whatever. So I just keep thinking that any faction with purple in the name has to have some kind of mafia ties. So let's see what we can do with this. More maneuverability, better jump range, and that's totally bone stock. Let's see what we can
Shields offline.
get out of this little toy. Because I like the visibility in a fight. Purple People Eater conspiracy. Possible. Plausible. Plausible Purple People Eater? Not a big fan on the appearance, but Lakon makes a good cockpit. Good visibility. Okay, let's just work on the core here. This is going to be a real short upgrade session, isn't it? Yes, it is. Perhaps.
Shields online.
Okay, we got shields in this thing, and that's it. I was honestly hoping for a little bit more progress on this sucker. I won't lie. Actually, let's go check and see where we can get some Class 4 equipment. Galaxy map.
Galaxy map.
Thank you.
You're welcome, sir.
Okay, so rather than going to EDDB, I'm going to go more general here. Just look for a high-tech economy, decent-sized population. $41 million is a decent-sized population. Let us not apply a filter to the route, but let's find out. Yeah. Yeah, this'll do nicely, I think. Okay, so let's not apply a filter. I can make it there on 1 tank of gas. Okay, that's good. Let's put some kind of scanner in this thing. Even if it's just that. Okay, got a good shield generator. Can I up the jump drive at all? Nope, everything here, even the 3As, will just wreck me. 7 jumps. I know what I can do. Tonight, we do an engine swap. And if anybody's ever watched Roadkill on YouTube, I have fun watching those guys. You know, hey, let's do an engine swap in the in the parking lot of a boat ramp. Why? Because. Store. Use. Okay. Now we've got a proper jump drive in this thing. What? Transfer. Transfer to ship. Well, what the hell you're talking about with insufficient funds? A custom zip tie kit. Well, you know, when all you have is a zip tie, that's better. That's much better. Set to 1.
Power diverted to engine.
Lights on.
Lights on.
Gear up.
Landing gear
Dispatch
released.
confirmed. Departure authorized.
Oh yeah, this thing is a lot more nimble. Just not a huge fan of the sound.
Scan detected.
It sounds like I'm running propellers. Again, this is Lakon. Who knows what they're...
You are clear of the station. Flight control out.
Who knows what craziness Lacon's come up with next? Let's give it some credit. Yeah, cards and wheel spokes wouldn't be entirely inaccurate either. T. Tory, retreat reported. I wonder how a star retreats. On second thought, I don't want to know. Good jump range on this thing, too. Good pitch, great roll. Diamondback Scouts are not bad multi-purposes either. I mean, limited multi-roll. Certainly not as much cargo capacity as a Cobra 3, but... I love the weapon placement on it. I love the two small guns on the chin. This thing actually kind of reminds me of an attack helicopter, and I really wish that there was a second seat in here to make that come to life. System map.
System cartography.
Let's see, air retreat. Port. Refinery and high tech, alright. Yeah, put a second seat on the Diamondback Explorer. Actually, the Diamondback Explorer, given that it's got two mediums and one large weapon hardpoint, that actually reminds me of... like a Hind. An Mi-24 Hind. I just wish it lived up to that look. Then again, I wish that the Imperial Cutter, I wish that they'd, I don't know. It only looks fast. Even if you engineer it to hell and gone, a good clipper will just blow its wings off. Well, that'd be kind of neat. Yeah, that makes sense, iMage.
X-ray Tango 9er. Submit a docking request before attempting to land at this federal station.
Lakon, X-ray Tango 9er, request docking clearance.
Entry guidance computations complete. Vectors for descent.
Access granted. Make your way to landing pad 2 9er.
Copy 2 9er. Gear down.
Deploying landing gear.
I say it every time, but damn, I love these high-tech starports. It's like something right out of Blade Runner.
Docking completed. Deploying ground crew.
Anything I can turn in here? No. But no, this thing, I mean, I guess, yeah, the Diamondback Scout also reminds me of it. That it looks like a hind. If you were to mount, say, weapon pods here on these wings, like, dumbfire rockets, a bunch of Class 1 dumbfire rockets, and then you could leave the chin weapons free for like, small multi-cannons or something. And you get the cheek guns here, which will also make a big mess of something. Yeah, that would be nice. Okay, let's not forget while we're here. For a high-tech system, somebody is yanking me around here. You also have a point there. I thought you meant just visual design, like on where the hard points deploy. Something purely cosmetic, but you could change it up. Okay, let's go to EDDB. And stations. Where are we? We in Zoquala? Yeah. Nope, we're in HIP 6796. Alright. HIP 6796. Find station. Okay, the Calac system. Tavera's Vision. Alright. Calac it is. And let's turn the proper view on. Calac. Oh, there's a lot of things engineers should ideally be able to do. Grumble, grumble. Now, I'd like more... Gear up?
Gear up.
I'd like something that kind of looks like Crossout. Set 2-1.
Diverting power to requested system.
Whereas, to drop names, as the Mighty Jingles brought up in a video about the Zero, trying to find that trade-off between maneuverability, speed, and firepower. this case, you know, find the trade-off between jump range, protection, firepower, maneuverability, and speed. The Eagle is kind of like the Zero in that respect, in that it's... If I were to try to apply real-world analogs, the Eagle Mark II in Elite is a lot like the Zero. It's maneuverable, but it's... Hello, Jack Bandit. 07 to you as well. No, the Eagle's like the Zero in that it's really maneuverable. It's not that fast, carries a decent amount of armament, and... you know, you're probably going to get chewed to pieces if the shields drop. Whereas the Viper 3 is, you know, I'd almost say a Hellcat. Hellcat or a Bearcat. Where it's not terribly maneuverable, but with its speed, armor, and armament, it gets to dictate the terms of the engagement. Slightly overshoot here. Thank you, Lakon Cockpit, for having some upward visibility. Oh, the CO Sothis? Yeah. Yep. Decent for cash, not the most exciting run in the world, but no, it makes you money. Gear down.
Landing gear deployed.
Alright, let's see if we can convince the Dockmaster to part with some of the top shelf stuff here. Hell, I'll take middle shelf. I'll take a garage. Just give me something. I believe I've been hoodwinked. Power plants. You know what? Screw it. We're going with that. We're going with this. Let's do for my jumps. Gives me half a light year if I go with the 3A.
Shields offline. Shields online.
That's better. Yeah. Well, here we go. This is our setup for right now. I'll just cannibalize equipment off the Cobra. Gear up.
Gear coming up.
Do we have more speed? Yes, yes we do. Just about as fast as the Viper. Better maneuverability. The shields are less. But this is somewhat workable. I mean, I wouldn't want to immediately take it into a fight. Which means I'm going to immediately take it into a fight. I mean, let's be honest with ourselves here. I'll cannibalize the armament off the Viper and load it directly into this and see what happens. And then I'll have 3 partial ships. Hello, Yuki. Yuki has decided to flop over next to my seat. So then she can act very, very offended if I have to move the chair anywhere. So how much you've made on Sothis Seos? Dare I ask, iMage? A barbecue grill cleaning bot. Well, my life is now complete. By Grabthar's hammer. What a savings. Unfortunately, there is no way in hell that I could emulate the amount of suffering that Alan Rickman put into that line. Ah, so you were doing it for Fed rank. Gotcha. Yep, that's also a good way to get serious rank if I remember right. Okay, we're going to be coming in a little warm here. Nope, we're good. Too soon, man. Too soon. Copy 1-6. On my way in. Gear down.
Down and locked.
Come on. Come on. There we go.
Pilots, please show consideration for fellow passengers. Slow down and maintain
Slow down, reasonable distance. God, I'm hearing a lot of kindergarten-type warnings over that intercom. Okay, let's yank the armaments off the Viper. And let's see how this thing does out in a fight. Because it may be I've made a terrible mistake in doing this. We shall see. Countertop pizza oven designed to look like a... Why? I'm sorry. No, never mind. I don't know that I want to know why. I mean, that sounds like it would be a... That sounds like it'd be a good way to get something burned down. I mean, even better than my dad's $150 do-it-yourself divorce kit. He loved his fireworks. Transfer, not browse, shop, transfer. Okay, the power plant is garbage, but we'll work with it. Just turn off the cargo hatch, that's good. Air sensors. Not going to be able to put a scanner in here. But maybe... Good utility mounts, too. Forgot about that. Just maybe we can get by with a chaff launcher. You know what? Screw it. We're just turning the cargo hatch off. Okay, we'll head to Narvard 6 and see what happens. Gear up.
Retracting landing module.
Departure authorized.
And hopefully we won't die terribly. Let's get our nose away from the planet so it doesn't drag us down. And, of course, it just wouldn't be me without, you know, going beyond my means a bit. Balance, 87 grand. Rebuy cost, 190 grand. Well... what's life without risk, right? Cats, please do not fight. The bowling ball Muppet is, Muppeting again. Electric s'mores maker with caddy for holding the graham cracker. You know, sometimes I wonder. Sometimes I wonder about things like that. So I've never been too terribly impressed with the build quality from devices that I find in places like that. So does that mean your pizza oven is actually going to burn your house down, or you know, do people even make these, or is the industry actually for making airline magazines or something? You know, Sky Mall. Here's our first customer. Yes, you are cleared to link images. Go right ahead. At least I think so. If you aren't, let me know, because, damn. No, go right ahead. Balance.
Redistribute.
Scan detected.
Are you carrying anything nice? I'm not even flying anything nice. Why would I be carrying anything? And here's more trouble coming in. Well, if a hairdryer doesn't, a heat gun definitely would. Just don't mix up the two. Bad things. Oh, this is a bad idea. This is suddenly a good idea. What's shooting at? You. Alright. Well, we can turn this to our advantage real easy.
Target shields online.
So if the police suddenly called in, maybe. Okay, we're gonna try to stay on this guy's 6 and see what happens. Weapons.
Max weapons.
Balance.
Equalize power.
Deploy chaff.
Countermeasures.
Set 2-1.
Transferring power to engines.
Alright, I can go through narrower gaps than he can. That's helping. And that is exactly what I wanted to see. Split 1-3.
Redistributing.
Balance.
Equalizing now.
This is another thing I like over the Viper. The medium guns have a much higher field of fire. Let's not. That sounds like a bad idea with a capital B. There's a Type 9 that's gathered a little bit of attention. Hominid Monkey Man. In the Faultless Unforgiver. Okay.
Scan detected.
Split 2-3.
Diverting power to requested systems.
Target shields offline.
Balance.
Equalizing now.
Under attack.
What else are you guys shooting at over here? Oh, neat.
Target destroyed.
Right, back to the Monkey Man.
Target destroyed.
I think I can get used to this ship as a combat ship. I know that Diamondback scouts were decent for stealth ships for a while, too. But I have no idea if that still is a thing, to be honest. So many techniques and ideas have been nerfed out. There. Boop. Set 2-3.
Power diverted to engines.
Target shields offline.
Balance.
Redistributing.
You? Oh. Yeah, let's move. Set 3-1.
Diverting power.
Target shields offline. Target destroyed. Incoming message.
I was expecting more fireworks, but, you know, this'll do. Engines.
Diverting power to engines.
Balance.
Equalize power.
Yep, ding. Just leveled up.
Under attack.
Oh, dear. And he's allergic to railguns, too. A lot of people allergic to railguns out here.
Under attack. Target shields offline. Target shields offline.
Abyss. You know, I'm
Scan detected.
just gonna take a guess that this guy is probably up to no good.
Scan detected.
Mookie stink. Mookie stink. How do you people live with yourselves? Ooh, they did not like that, did they? Hell hit me. I don't want to know. Set 2-1. Come on. Thank you.
You're welcome. Shields offline.
Oh. And on that bombshell, I think we're going to call it for here for the day. Let's see here. This is the new, right, this is the new rebuy system. So let's go have a look at this. I'm not selling either one of these. All right, we'll purchase this and we'll just have the loan. Could be worse. All right, so next time on Monday.
All systems prepared.
So you want to get out of debt. On that bombshell, I think we're going to call it for today. Have a good weekend, everybody. Always good to chat. Always good to talk. Always good to meet new people. Have a good weekend. Fly safe. If you can't fly safe, fly dangerous. Just not as dangerous as I did. Take care, everybody. See y'all next week.